Bienvenue, I'm theoliverpickard, and welcome to the cafe where I upload my videos in beautiful Limousin, France, hence the earphones. I'm trying something new by recording the intro here. And this is another one of those videos from the French National 2CV show. There's two left. There's this one and the next one, then no more until next year. I know some people have been loving these videos, some people haven't been loving these videos, so if you're not loving these videos, don't worry, there's only two left. And this is one of those videos I filmed as to be part of a big episode. And then on reflection and watching all the footage and stuff, I realised that everybody deserved their own video. Everybody deserved to be their own story because each story is unique and individual. And this particular video is with Chuck and Paul, or Paul and Chuck, who are an absolutely lovely couple with a really cool little car collection. And they came all the way from California with Dennis, who is in a previous video. There'll be a link at the end of this one to that video. To check out a car that they sold to a couple of mad Frenchmen that came over to look at their car collection. So, without further ado, this is Chuck and Paul. They're an utterly lovely couple, like I say, and I feel very privileged to call them my friends. Gentlemen, what are your names?
Paul Cowden.
Chuck Levine.
And these guys are from California, believe it or not. You've come, what part of California?
Northern California.
NorCal.
Sacramento and San Rafael.
San Rafael.
And you've come all the way to France for this?
2CV rally.
To see my old Mary again.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because you sold a very special Mahari to a special guy who I'm about to talk to in a minute. So tell us about that.
Well, I was contacted by Etienne Mousselin about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he said, I understand that you have two American model
Mahari.
Well, I have Mahari and an Ami 6. And both of them were built for the U.S. market.
Cool.
And I didn't realize that they were anything special, but apparently they are. And so Etienne came over with his girlfriend, and they took photos, did a whole spread in Planet 2CV.
I have the issue.
And both the Ami 6 and the Mahari. And then he said, would you like to sell the Mahari? And I had used it pretty much exclusively for taking my two dogs to the dog park.
That's a very California thing to do, isn't
hauling
it?
junk off to the dump and so on and so forth.
His truck.
It was my truck.
Yeah.
My goofy truck.
Yeah, it's what I'd use one for if I had one.
Well, my one dog died, and the other one got so old that he couldn't run anymore, so we didn't go to the dog park. So the poor car sat there. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll sell it. So then a year later, Etienne and Fabian both came over. We worked on it like crazy for 2 or 3 days. We fixed the brakes, fixed the charging system, fixed the turn signals. And then they drove it off across the southwest United States all the way to Galveston Island.
Yeah, and made a
Texas.
book about
And made a book about it.
So two crazy Frenchmen made a book about the car you used to take your dogs to the dog park.
Right, and the last year or so I owned it, I wouldn't probably have taken it further than downtown because it sometimes wouldn't start but was hot. We fixed everything.
And then Fabian called us and said, we want you to come to France next year to go to the 2CV rally, this one here.
Yeah.
And Paul asked me if I could get that time off of work, and I looked at him and told him I would quit if I couldn't, and the rest is history.
So has this trip changed your relationship with 2CVs?
It certainly has brought us closer. We have a 2CV at home. It belongs to my 98-year-old mother.
She'll be 99 in September.
She has quit driving, and
That's
so
awesome.
we have sort of inherited it. It's a white, just standard 4-door 2CV.
Yeah.
And she was angry because she couldn't come. And she wanted to come.
She wasn't angry. She was disappointed.
Yeah.
But she has
Mothers
trouble.
are never angry, just disappointed, and that's always worse.
She walks with a cane, and she takes little steps, and she sways. And
She still lives by herself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. My grandmother lives with my parents, and she's like that now, and she can't. Yeah. But that's amazing.
Yeah.
But she could have driven in the 2CV and swayed with it, because
And you thought 2CVs were made of
cardboard.
Cardboard when you first.
That's what Paul told me. He had Citroens. I said, "Are those cars made of cardboard?" And he got, "Oh!"
Very defensive.
Yeah, but
Well, the trunk lid is
there
flat.
is this
the doors
huge
are flat. It looks
misunderstanding.
like
Yeah.
stitched together with
He said
cardboard.
today. He said yesterday. He said, "I could see how you could see that after looking at all these cars." He
Yeah,
could
yeah,
see-
especially like the ponies and stuff like that. They're a shed on wheels, aren't they? Really?
Yes.
But that's kind of the amazing thing about them.
I seem to remember them all being yellow in cabs too. And I've seen one or two of the yellow cabs.
Oh, that's awesome. So,
We were here 2 years ago in Paris, and we only saw one,
yeah,
and it had a sign on the door that said it was a
Rental.
No, it was a tourist.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Sightseeing thing.
yeah,
So you couldn't drive it, but you could ride in it.
yeah. So has this changed your thought about the way you are going to treat your army and your 2CV going forward? Are you going to do different things with them? Are you going to do more miles? Are you planning any trips? What's the...
That we haven't planned yet, but
We take it behind our motorhome.
right. We'll probably tow the Ami
Yeah.
behind the motorhome.
Oh, cool.
We have to have a back seat for the dog.
Yeah.
So, and plus Mom's car sort of is still Mom's car. It's not really our car mentally, but we're going to make it ours. And then,
Repatriate it.
yes. And the thing about being here is that we've taken the cars out and driven them
Yeah.
like they're cars.
Yeah.
Not like they're
Yeah.
a toy or a...
We've driven more hours in the car here than at home
Yeah.
because it's just bits and pieces at home.
Yeah. No, but that happens here as well. It's like my car, the last owner of my car did 400 miles in 5 years. And I did 400 miles in the first 2 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's, once I got it running right, because you could never get
And they
could
run
never sort it
great.
out.
They're great little
Oh, yeah.
cars.
I was telling Chuck yesterday that my Mairie belonged to... I had a foreign car repair shop in San Francisco for 40 years, and I had a woman mechanic named Martha Collins. And she had this red Mairie, and she commuted across the Bay Bridge every day from Berkeley into the city. And it doesn't have doors, and it doesn't have windows, and when it rains, so she's decided to sell it. And she sold it to a young lady in Berkeley who never bothered to register it or put her name, and it basically sat on the street, and they towed it away.
Oh.
And because Martha was the last registered owner, they contacted her and said, "Your car is going up for auction. If you want it, you have to come bid on it." And she thought, I'll just let it go.
Yeah.
And then she said, no, I'll go. And she went down there, and I guess they rolled it up on the platform and said, "Okay, how much for this golf cart?"
Yeah.
So I think she bid $50 and got it back.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
And then she just basically parked it and said to me one day, she said at work, I must have put the Mahari in the newspaper for sale too cheaply. I said, why? She goes, I've had like 13 people who wanted to buy it. I said, well, what do you want for it? $1,500.
Sold.
I said, sold.
Yeah.
Because I had just moved out of town
Twice.
up to
I'll buy two.
San Rafael, and I needed a little truck, and I said, that's perfect. You know?
Yeah.
And so I hopefully can say I saved it from oblivion.
Yeah, because now Etienne's got it, and it's one of the most famous Maharis in the world, which is bizarre. Right?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yes, it's very bizarre.
But-
He could have sold it to somebody and had it sit in their garage for...
Yeah. Yeah, I always talk on my YouTube channel about cars of continuous use, like when I was a kid, like Land Rovers and stuff, where the story of the car doesn't end the second it leaves the dealership, it starts.
Starts, yeah.
And like you see loads of cars here, and not two cars are exactly the same.
They all have their stories.
Yeah, and that's kind of awesome. That's why I'm talking to you
It's
guys.
the adventure you have with it.
Yeah, because you were two American dudes that was crazy enough to fly over the Atlantic and
Yes.
And stand
we-
there.
I wanted
it's
to
been
see
wonderful.
my car again.
yeah, and stand.
I missed it.
Oh,
Yeah, and he got in.
When
He's
I
like,
saw
damn
it,
car.
I kissed it.
yeah.
I kissed the hood.
And then he drove it, and he's like, oh, because there's things with it that they argue, him in the car.
Yeah. So that's normal, I think, with any old car. There are times when you love it, and there are times when you hate it. Well, gentlemen, it was lovely to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being in my video. So that was Chuck and Paul. If you like this video, please don't forget to tell me down in the comments below or click like. And if you're new here, welcome, bienvenue. Subscribe if you want more videos like this. Like I said, there's only 2 more left from the French National 2CV show, but I've got some really cool stuff coming. Another 2CV show and some kind of how-to-y mechanically type stuff and a bunch of stuff. So, if you like this one, make sure you subscribe for more. After these videos, I think I'm going to be going back to the one video a week format on a Saturday morning. For me, if you're in America, it's Saturday evening. If you're in Australia or whatever, it's another time. So, like I say, if you want to keep watching these videos, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, you may miss out on episodes. You can also click the bell icon if you want a little notification to pop up every time I upload a video. So please be awesome to each other, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.
And all of our problems, we could conquer them all. Just stay here with me. I'll be your guide. If you bring them out, just stand by my